Alright, today is going to be a short video, but I basically have a bunch of camera hacks that some of them I use and other ones I've just found and I'm going to start using, and I'm just going to put them together into this video, not very formally, but I'm just going to be like showing you guys a bunch of different stuff that'll make filming and taking photos way easier. I actually need to get the first one right now. So I'll grab this camera and then I also need a microphone. So this one actually is going to be useful if you have a flip out screen on your camera like this. So I put this in here, I tighten this mic right there, and on this side right there, they have the port where I plug in the mic. And I plug it in, but then when I open this up right here, this flip out screen, as you can see this cord, it's kind of like in the way. It's not necessarily in the way, but it's just like really big and dangling around. So a great solution to that is actually to take this cord right here, and instead of plugging it straight into the side right there, wrap it around the microphone first, and then you can pop it right in the side. Boom, it's good. Now that cord is way more out of the way and it's actually hugging the side of the camera instead of just being in the way, and sometimes that could even catch on things. You don't want that to happen. It's not something everyone's gonna be using, but I think it's definitely useful and I will probably be using it in the future. Okay, so this next one actually has to do with battery, and what I basically meant by that is saving battery life on your camera. Say you only have one battery, or you're just gonna be shooting for a long time, you wanna be able to not just completely plow through the battery life you have. So something I recently did on my camera, not all cameras have this, but most mirrorless, newer mirrorless cameras or newer DSLRs, really even not that new, I'm pretty sure it's anything, as long as it's since they started putting Wi-Fi in cameras and stuff. Basically, I'll get to the point and stop yapping. It's basically turning airplane mode on your camera. And what this is gonna do is it's basically gonna prohibit the Wi-Fi feature and the Bluetooth feature from working at all. So if you don't need those, which I doubt you do, most people don't really use those, I don't use that, then that's gonna be saving you a lot of battery life, because when you're shooting, if there's something on that's taking up a lot of battery running in the background, if you can just get rid of that, that's actually gonna help you a lot, because the camera's not wasting battery on stuff you don't need. I forgot what the next hack was. I'm just gonna go check. Ooh, okay, this one's actually cool. Okay, so what I was trying to explain, but doing a very bad job of, is this right here. When I'm filming, say, B-roll for a video of products or something, and I have a tripod right here, there's this setting on it where if you unscrew this, it can turn smoothly, right? So when I have my camera on the tripod, I'll just do that, and so that way there's some movement in the still B-roll shots. But the problem is that when I'm doing that, and say I turn this, it's not gonna be smooth the whole way. Sometimes I might speed up and then slow down and the footage isn't gonna look great. But I actually have a solution to that, which is to use a rubber band. So if I put a camera on the tripod right here, and I tighten this up, or this taking so long, and I'm just filming, panning it, what I can do is, if you take a rubber band right here, make sure it's big enough if you're gonna be putting it around the camera lens, and if not, then just put it around part of the tripod. And what I then do is I basically just will put it around the camera lens, and then if you pull this, it's basically gonna be a lot smoother than if you were grabbing the actual tripod or camera itself. You could also attach this to the tripod itself just to pull it to part of it, but I mean, you don't have to do that. Really, whichever one works better for you, depending on the size of the rubber band you have. This is actually insane. I still have these boxes from my video last week where I unboxed this camera. I still haven't done anything with them. Okay, so the next thing is actually using white balance for color grading. And I know what you're probably thinking right now, that sounds kind of wrong, and it probably is, but you don't have to know that. All you have to know is that it looks pretty cool if you do it the right way. What I basically mean by that is, say, you're out shooting, you're filming, but you just want to get a quick shot, and you won't have time to color grade it, whatever, just really simple, and you want it to be really stylized. Because obviously when you're breaking basic rules like white things don't look white anymore, it's gotta be for stylized situations and not for something professional where you want everything to look on point. So what I mean is, if you're in that situation, right, you don't want to color grade, you're not shooting a log, whatever, you take your camera out and you basically just put the white balance extremely far in one of the two directions. Say it's a scene with sun coming through the window, you can literally make that extremely warm when filming. Or say it's this darker scene in a room and you want it to seem like it's nighttime kind of, but really cool light, just put that extremely cooler. And if you do it right, it can actually look really cool. The one thing you have to be careful of is do not overuse this at all, and don't do it unless it's actually the right situation. Don't just do it because you can. Do it if you actually think it's gonna help, or if you're really in a rush, whatever it may be. I think it's a good idea. Just be smart and don't be dumb. Basically, that's the message. Okay, moving on to the last one, which is a stabilizer hack. So imagine you're in this situation real quick. Imagine you're filming and then you really want to get a shot following somebody and you want the camera to be stable. The footage should be stable. And then you realize, I forgot my glide cam, I forgot my gimbal, whatever it may be, whatever you use to stabilize your footage. So you forgot those things, you left them at home, and you're really stupid for that. But you're not done yet. There's still one thing that's gonna come in clutch when you're filming, and that's this camera strap right here. So I'm basically gonna show you how to stabilize your footage with this camera strap right here. Two different ways, actually. First, I gotta get it on though, so I'm just gonna stop this. That took way too long, but I finally got it. So basically, you're filming, right? The strap is on the camera. But if you do this, you take the end of the strap right here and you hook it around the camera lens, and then grab this in between part and hold it like that. That's gonna help keep it stable. And then if you walk like you're supposed to walk with a gimbal or a stabilizer, that's gonna help even more. And this can be good for like lower shots or really whatever you want. So I'm gonna hopefully get some examples after I'm done filming this so I can use them as B-roll in this video. Now that's one way you can do it. The second way is whether you're taking pictures with a low shutter speed or videos where you just want it to be stable. Having 3 points of contact is gonna be a game changer. So you got one right here on the camera, that's your hand, another one below the lens like this, and then the third one, it's right here to the camera, which wait, that's actually, it's kind of like 4. But if you're doing this and actually putting pressure on the camera the whole time while you're filming, you're gonna be able to get way smoother B-roll. Whereas if you were just holding the camera out like this, there's so many places and so much potential for shakiness. But when it's like this, there's really not much that can happen because there's so much pressure pulling it back and forward. It's just stuck in this perfectly smooth in between. I mean, that's basically the end of this video. I don't have any other hacks to share. If you guys did enjoy this video at all, make sure to like it. And also, more importantly, if you did learn any new things from this video, make sure to actually use them next time you film or take photos. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.